Now, the official Unity visual scripting tool is called Bolt. This is a very powerful tool that can be used to build just about anything, so the only limit is really your imagination. So in order to get started using Bolt, first open up your browser and go into the Unity Asset Store, and then search for the Bolt asset. So here it is, Bolt Visual Scripting, and it's completely free. So just click on this button to add to your assets, and then click on this button to open up in Unity. Now when you do, it should automatically open up Unity and open up the package manager. But if it does not open automatically, you can once again go into Window, open up the package manager, and then in here on this drop-down menu, go into My Assets, and then down here search for Bolt. So there it is, and just click on the download button and click on import. So here it is, and import everything. Alright, so it's done. Now this imported only a few files. So now you go up here onto the Tools menu and click on Install Bolt. So now it's going to import all of the actual files. So go ahead and make sure that all are selected and click on Import. And right away you should see the Bolt setup wizard. So go ahead, click on Next. And now here it asks you a very interesting question, which is, do you want human naming or programmer naming? Now this is a really interesting question because it depends on what your goals are with visual scripting. Now one of them will show you nodes and actions as pretty much just standard English, whereas the other one will still work as visual scripting, but it will show you the nodes just like the underlying C# syntax. So if you have no concept of programming syntax at all, it might seem like human naming is the way to go. However, I would strongly encourage you to go with programmer naming. Now the reason is because even if you have no interest in learning written C# programming, it is still a huge help to know the absolute basics. By knowing that, it will help you communicate with programmers and easily find solutions for any problems you have. By just using programmer naming, you will be exposing yourself to basic programming syntax. So even if you're not intentionally trying to learn C#, you will still learn it as you go along and as you use visual scripting more and more. But at the same time, like it says in here, you can change this setting at any time. So if you feel intimidated by programming syntax, you can start off with human naming and then later on transition into programmer naming. Okay, so in this case, I will be choosing programmer naming, so just click on it. And now in here, you can see some assembly options. So this is for more advanced users in case you want to load external libraries. In this case, we don't want to do that, so just scroll down, leave it on defaults and click on Next. Then you have a list of types. Again, this is for more advanced use case where you want to add your own custom types as nodes, but again, leave it all as default and just go ahead and click on Generate. Alright, so after a bit, everything is generated and we have Bolt fully installed and ready to be used. Awesome. Okay, so go ahead and close on this one. And now that Bolt is installed, we can safely delete this install Bolt folder. So just hit on delete just to keep things nice and organized. And yep, there it is. Okay, now the three games we're going to build are the first-person shooter, which is in 3D, and the action RPG and platformer, which are in 2D. So for those 2D games, we're going to need another package. So let's once again open up the package manager, and in here go into the Unity registry, and scroll all the way up here, and we're going to need to install the 2D sprite package. So this will enable us to edit sprites and so on, so just go ahead and click on install. Alright, so that's it. Okay, so over here we have our project fully set up and ready to get started. Now, like I said, in this course we're going to build 3 separate games, and they will all have this same base setup. So what we're going to do here is just copy paste this project 3 times. That way we can start each separate game with the setup already done. So to do that, just close up Unity, and then open up the File Explorer, and in here just duplicate this project 3 times. There it is, now give it 3 separate names. Alright, so here we have our base setup project for the platformer, the action RPG, and the first-person shooter. And now back here on Unity Hub, just click on the Add button, and select the folder for the platformer, and then the action RPG, and then the first-person shooter. And yep, here we have all of our projects set up in Unity Hub. So this will be very easy to use as we go along.